You're listening to AI Prism from Seoul Economic Daily.
If you hold Korean ETFs or Samsung ADRs, today's 5.2% KOSPI surge changes your position. But so does a new product in London you may not have noticed yet. It's Tuesday, June 16th. Let's look at what this means for retail investors in Korea. The US-Iran ceasefire agreement triggered a global risk-on session. Asian markets surged in unison, and Korea led. KOSPI closed at 8,545, up 422 points. Samsung Electronics and SK Hynix each added between 4.5% and 6.4% in a single session. Foreign net buying returned at 1 trillion won, ending a 24-session selling streak. Here's what the numbers show. May foreign equity outflows from Korea hit a record $31.8 billion, roughly 48 trillion won, topping the previous record of $29.7 billion set in March. Year-to-date cumulative equity outflows now stand at $77.8 billion, approximately 117.6 trillion won. Despite that, bond inflows continued, with $5.68 billion entering Korean government bonds in May, 2 consecutive months of inflows driven by WGBI index tracking funds. Leveraged shares listed a 3x Samsung Electronics ETP and a 3x SK Hynix ETP on the London Stock Exchange. On day 1, the Samsung product moved 22.63% against Samsung's 7.86% underlying gain. Domestic single-stock 2x leveraged ETFs for both names launched May 27th and have already grown from 1 trillion to 4 and 5 trillion won. These products rebalance daily and buy or sell the underlying near market close to maintain their target ratio, which amplifies price swings in both directions. SpaceX listed on a U.S. exchange and surged nearly 20%. Korean asset managers rushed to add exposure. Space sector ETFs like Codex USA, Aerospace and ACE US Space Tech Active fell 7.82% and 10.81%, partly because existing aerospace holdings dropped sharply. Tiger Global AI Active and Time Global AI Active each rose more than 6%, benefiting from SpaceX as a smaller add-on to broader AI portfolios. The Korea National Pension Service and Korea Investment Corporation received IPO allocations. Mirai Assets U.S. subsidiary received roughly 500 billion won worth of SpaceX shares at IPO price through its institutional LP participation. So what does this mean for retail investors? The ceasefire rally delivered a strong single-day gain, but May's record equity outflow data confirms that global institutions have been reducing Korea exposure for 5 straight months. That pressure doesn't reverse in one day. The arrival of 3x leverage products on Samsung and SK Hynix, both domestically and now in London, means late-session volatility in both names will likely increase. FOMC this week is the next swing factor for whether today's momentum holds. What to watch? FOMC decision and press conference, June 17th local time. Watch for dot plot and any hawkish tilt. EWYETF, net asset value changes following today's KOSPI surge, a useful proxy for retail Korea exposure. Samsung Electronics Q2 guidance, expected early July. The next fundamental test for the rally. That's today's AI Prism. Retail investors. This episode was produced with AI assistance based on Seoul Economic Daily reporting and reviewed by a human editor. AI Prism is a Wan Efra award-winning series. We'll be back tomorrow.
You've been listening to AI Prism from Seoul Economic Daily.